Darkest Dungeon. Is it worth a buy? Let's read. Darkest Dungeon is a challenging Gothic roguelike turn-based RPG about the psychological stresses of adventuring. Recruit, train and lead a team of flawed heroes against unimaginable horrors, stress, famine, disease and the ever-encroaching dark. Can you keep your heroes together when all hope is lost? I think this is the most requested game I've ever had to do a worth a buy on. I have had hundreds of messages asking me to do this. So I picked it up over the weekend and I've sunk 5.5 hours in, and I know enough about the game to give you a very good opinion on whether it's worth buying. It's unlike any roguelike dungeon crawler I've ever played, really. This is takes a slightly different slant on that whole dungeon crawler game. Basically what you do is, with this, you recruit a band of ragtag drunken bastards, at least the ones I've been getting on, and you then lead them into certain death in these horrific dungeons. Each team consists of 4 people and you have a load of abilities, and it's all turn-based combat. Then at the end of the dungeons they go back to the town where you can fix them up, heal them and re-equip them and recruit new guys. Essentially, because obviously I don't do in-depth reviews, this is just my opinion on whether it's worth buying. You have this town and there's a lot of different buildings in the town that you unlock as the game goes on, and you can upgrade them all, so you have a bit of resource management going on with the buildings. But the most important thing that happens in the town is a stagecoach comes in at the end of every week with new recruits. You can upgrade the stagecoach to bring in more recruits, and you can upgrade your roster so you can have more heroes under your control. Ideally you want a few teams on the go, because people die a lot, people get badly wounded and they need to rest and recuperate, so you need to have more than one healer, more than one tank, and so on and so forth. So it's worth spending your money in your stagecoach early on to get that up before you start unlocking other things and buffing blacksmiths and sanitarium. You've got a blacksmith that can upgrade your abilities and things like that, a sanitarium for when you go do lally and mad as a bicycle. You've got an abbey where you can pray to recover stress, which I'll go and do later, and then you've got a tavern where you can shag women in a brothel, get pissed or gamble. All of those things bring down your stress levels, and stress levels are the thing that really makes this game interesting, because as your heroes end up fighting in dungeons, they become stressed, and the more stress they get, it's measured by a little white bar underneath each hero. The more stress that your hero gets, the more likely he is to break. And when they break, they just go crazy in the dungeons. They just they'll refuse to fight, they'll refuse to accept heals, they'll just want to die, they can't cope anymore. And there's a narrator whose voice is incredibly good. He'll just come in with some really sarcastic comments about people about to die, people about to break, and people who can't go on anymore.
Death waits for the slightest lapse in concentration.
And you want to punch them, because when you're down, when you had a really bad RNG, and I'll go into the RNG in a sec, when you've had a bad RNG round and your team's getting decimated before your very eyes and you cannot retreat, and then you've got some sarcastic narrator coming on rubbing salt in the wound, it's fucking annoying, I tell you. But it adds to the game, it adds to it. Essentially what you've got to watch your stress levels. You can bring them down with certain abilities. Your Crusader, who is like a paladin, he has an ability that can reduce the stress. You can camp in the middle of pull out and make a campfire in the middle of the dungeon and reduce your stress that way. But essentially this game has you on the edge of your seat, because sometimes you barely make it out alive of some of these dungeons and you feel like you're in a fight for your life. And that's when RNG comes in, which means random number generator, for all you people that don't know what I'm talking about. It's plagued a lot of, it's ruined many a game. Hearthstone, for example, has been ruined by RNG. I'm going to do an updated worth a buy on that soon, but it's just annoying when you buff someone with accuracy and then they miss, you know, and it's kind of like, hang on, you should have hit there, really. I mean, the chances of you missing were so slim, but yeah, So there is that. I don't like random number generators. I just don't. You can sway it by buffing and debuffing, which is a very important part of this game, marking your targets for death and things like that. But the main thing you have to watch out for in this game is your stress levels. You've got to keep working them stress levels down, or you're going to end up screwed halfway through a dungeon. I learned that out to my utter cost the first time I played this game, and I had to start again, really. But it's great fun. The dungeon warfare, the fights, the little animation things, the sound effects, the music, the narration, it just makes this game really fun to play. I mean, I can understand why people on my friends list are pumping hours, 20, 30 hours into this game. I mean, I'm going to be going back to it after this review. I'm really, really enjoying it. It's a sense of growing your wealth, your items that drop in the dungeon, equipping your heroes out, getting rid of the heroes that are shite, because another important thing in this game is your heroes all have quirks, and you can end up with some really shit quirks on your heroes, but you can actually pay money to get rid of them in your town. But it's pointless. Here's a bit of advice: don't be frightened to kick people out of your team. Don't be frightened to lose people, because it's not about keeping everybody. You'll get 4 new recruits every week, you know, and if you've buffed it, you'll get even more than that coming in. So don't worry about kicking people out. I've put people into certain death dungeons before, just ran a team of useless pricks just into a dungeon with minimal stuff, just to get a bit of treasure, see what drops, all expendable, don't care if any of them come back. You don't get penalised if they don't come back, as long as you don't put too much money into going into the dungeon, because before you walk into a dungeon you have to equip your team out with food, torches, you can put bandages in, anti-venom and other things like that. So as long as you watch what you're doing, you can make a bit of a profit by sending 4 no-hopers into a dungeon and coming back with some nice loot, and then just disbanding the team when they come back. So there is that as well. There's another thing which makes it really interesting, is the torch at the top. You might have noticed in the dungeons there's a torch at the top of the screen, which has varying light. It represents how well you can see in the dungeon. Now, when you use a torch, it buffs the light. There's also spells that can do it as well. And the brighter the light, the easier the battles are, but the worse the loot is. So if you've got a really good team, keep the light low and you'll get harder enemies, but you know, if you've got a good team, you'll dispatch them, but you'll get better loot drops. So that's a nice touch that you can that can be added. So there's a lot of stuff going on. It has got a bit of a steep learning curve. You need to spend a good couple of hours in it. Don't be discouraged if you're getting raped for the first 2 hours. The good thing is there's not a lot of preparation time before you do each dungeon, so it's not one of them boring games where you have to, like, take World of Warcraft for example. Before each raid you've got to get everybody online, you've got to make sure they're all there, you've got to make sure they've finished what they're fucking doing, they've all got to be ready to go, they've all got to be buffing up, they've got to have the potions, you've got to have your mana pots, your flasks and all the rest of the shit that goes on, and it takes hours and hours and hours, and then you eventually get to the dungeon and somebody's mother calls them and they have to go to bed, and you know, it's bullshit. Whereas in this you have full control. There's only about 10 minutes between each dungeon, which is fabulous. That's all you need to get your team ready. 10 minutes, and then it's like going out. It's like sex without the bullshit. You know, you go out on a Friday night with your mates and you go night clubbing, and you know, you find a girl that you like and you have to start chatting her up and buying her drinks and then dancing with her on the dance floor to Beyonce and bullshit that you fucking hate but she likes, and you pretend you like it and you're smiling falsely at her, but all the time you're thinking, I just want to get into your pants, love, and if I have to dance to fucking Beyonce, I will do. And you do all that, then you whisper in her ear, then the smoochies come on, which you fucking hate as well, but you just want to get your tongue down her throat, and then it's like, your place or mine, love, come on, let's just fucking do it over this park bench, bam bam bam. It's, well, imagine all that's gone, right? You don't have to do all the bullshit, you don't have to do any of the bullshit, you just walk into the nightclub and say, hey you bitch, come here, bend over, bam. That's what this game's like. That's what it's like. You're just straight into the dungeons with your team, kicking some ass, and it's great fun, and you get all your loot at the end of the day, and you can unlock more stuff, upgrade your weapons, upgrade your heroes, upgrade your spells, kick out all the shitty ones that you don't want. It's just a fun game. $14.99, guys. $14.99. It doesn't look like much when you first see it, but I love the graphics. I think the style, the artwork in this is just fabulous. It's a gem. It's a gem, and it's early access. All the people who said, hey, early access is bullshit. No, this is another. It's a bit like the one I did last week, Factorio. Just proves that there are good early access games. I mean, I can't wait till this is actually finished. There's a lot more content coming, so it's going to be great when this is actually finished. But even as it is now, it's well worth $14.99. So if you don't have this and you're into this kind of dungeon crawling shit, and even if you're not, I'm not, to be honest. I'm not into dungeon crawlers. I mean, that's the honest truth. I only own one, and it was so bad that I nearly vomited on it. Sticks or something. It was, I don't know, it was awful. It was just awful. This will appeal to everybody, really. Really good game by Red Hook Studios. I asked them for a press copy of this, but I didn't get one. But I got this gifted off Rick Van Gessel, and thanks, Rick. I don't normally mention people in the Worth a Buy who gift me games. On my other channel, Max Corner, I do a monthly video. Just thanks everybody who donates or gifts me games. But I don't think he actually is from Max Corner. I think he's from the Worth a Buy channel. But in future, guys, if you do donate me a game, or if you donate something through PayPal, which is on my YouTube page, then you'll get the thanks, not in this channel, but in the Max Corner channel every month. At the first or the second of each month, I do a thank you video to all my supporters. So that's just for the future for anybody who does. There you go. Darkest Dungeon, definitely worth a buy. Go grab it. It's great.
The agents of pestilence will yet be driven from our woods.